Hi, my name is Jill. You are here, Road Culture Rules. We're on a journey. Mostly it's on the inside these days, even though I'm in a trailer. And I've got one single question today that I want to ask and throw out an answer. I would love to see your comments below. Does it work for you? It's not a new idea. It's a new idea that I'm finally getting right here. And that question is, are women doing this one thing? This one thing, are we doing this and are we failing the men we love and the boys, the little boys, when we do this? I'm going to answer that question. Oh, I'm still here really fast. So we're only taking a short mid-break here. I didn't even ask you to breathe. You can take a deep breath now, hold for 4 and exhale while I want to go back. So this question, are we as women doing this one thing and failing the men that we love? And as you can see, I started talking a lot about the male-female issues. I'm going to keep talking about that because I am focused on love and strength, survival, legacy. But we understand the masculine and the feminine a little bit easier, and even more so, I think, when we get into our hormones. Maybe the next video. But before we do that, I had this, I was listening and I had a new way of hearing. So I'm going to back it up. As a social worker in therapy, we talk about parenting skills, and one of the things that we recommend is you've got with your children, you have to separate the behavior from the person. You are not a bad child. You really can't put your hand in the flame, or you can't hit your brother when he makes him cry, that kind of thing, right? So we have to separate the behavior from the person. So we kind of know that theoretically, but when I was listening to some of the men's stuff, what I finally heard, and this is what I think we as women are doing, not intentionally, but because we're frustrated and we both don't know how to communicate that well, is that are we making you feel like we're attacking you and making you wrong when we talk about what we need? And another way of saying that is, as women, are we unable to share our feelings and our frustrations in such a way that we feel like, that you feel like we're attacking you, the man, versus I'm having a bad day, which you heard me talk about in the car. It doesn't have anything to do with you. It's just a bad day. Or is that getting shared? Obviously not you, but if there was theoretically somebody here, is that getting shared of you're a failure, you have failed me because you have not fixed my car or you have not solved my problem? And I was thinking about the second piece of that, and there's, this idea that men at some level need to do a rescue, right? The men need to be needed when it's comes to women. And I know a lot of you guys have issues with that, but anyways. But I think what I'm hearing is that you want to rescue or help or be there for the woman in a way that is, you're doing something out there, versus I think what women are saying, we want you as the person to rescue me. And obviously, if you've ever been in a relationship, you absolutely know it is never perfect. There are moments that are awesome, but it's never the person themselves that can make you happy. It's never the other person that fulfills that need. And so I think what I'm hearing, and so I'm putting this out here, because this is huge. If we can get this, if we can separate this out, we can really start a very transformative moment. Some people get this, some of us are late to the party. So when you want to be there for us, you don't want to be there for us in terms of changing yourself in 65,000 ways so that you make us happy. You want to be there for us in a way that you can be productive and succeed, which makes total sense. As women, we're not doing a good job of separating out what we need from the behavior. Like, I wish you would pick your socks up off the floor or put the toilet seat down, versus you don't love me because you're not listening to me and doing this thing. So if we can take the you don't love me part out and just say, I really appreciate it when you pick it up, and you have to tell people more than once. And if they continue to not do it, that's a separate issue. But if we can get that one thing, if we as women can stop attacking the man himself, and each other, ladies, we are terrible with each other, but if we can stop attacking the man and focus on the behavior or being productive outside of us, which I think is probably even better, Is that important? I think it is, because when somebody rejects me, I don't know what to do with that, right? How much do I have to change in order to be loved? And I personally don't really like that kind of feedback. You, Jill, are not okay. And there's not much I can do about that, because, you know, you sort of get this age and you're like, this is who I am. But I absolutely, absolutely, absolutely am willing to come to the party and to start think differently, to speak differently, to act differently in a way where both people win. Because I'm going to say it again, as we balance ourselves inside, we can balance each other in a relationship. And that, my friends, is how we change the world. This is not about being romantic and having a fantasy relationship. This is about fixing and healing us so that we're happy and healthy, working together so we're a productive team, so we can be happy and healthy and our families can be, fixing and saving and changing the world so that the world can be happy and healthy, because there is lots to do, and making doe eyes at each other is not the most important thing. But it's a phenomenal place to start to practice these skills, as romantic relationships. So that's why I've been talking about this stuff. It has nothing to do with being romantic, everything to do with moving this conversation forward. And so, women, I think this is important. Is the way that we're communicating feel like an attack against the man himself, or the boy child, or the girl child, or the same-sex relationship, whatever, it doesn't matter. Does the attack make the other person, the request, the expression, the sharing, does it make the other person feel like you're attacking the person? Or do we need to do a better job expressing ourselves in a way that it's not about the other person, it's about us trying to figure out how to communicate better? And I think that goes both ways, but I'm not a guy, so I can't speak to that side. But I heard that. So I apologize to anybody out there that I used to do this to, and I might still, but I heard that. I don't want to make you wrong. I want to get better at communicating in a way where we both can move forward and everybody wins. Because once we can do that within ourselves, once we can do that in our personal relationships, I think the world gets to be a better place, which, you know, is always the goal. So with that, we're going to cut off here. Take one more breath of the road, as I hope you will rise with the sun in your eyes, love in your heart, feet firmly on the ground, because we are walking together on Survival Road, man, woman, and child, one family, one state, one country, one world at a time. So live free and die wild, my friend. I will see you next time.
1,000 miles or more, you could aim for perfection, but